Sup, everybody? It's D's World. Got a reaction, and I'm about to watch another Jesse Lee Peterson. It's a new one, just came out. Oh, this is like a clip, I guess, from last weekend, but it's a new one. What's it? It's Tuesday now. On a Tuesday, going up. So I'm about to just react this right here, man. Like, why not? It's like, why not? I watched I watched him yesterday. So shout out and like that one, please. You know, Jesse Lee Peterson, he's a very interesting dude, but to me, most of the time, I agree most of the time, because most of the time, a lot of people, when they having like conversations for his one-on-one, people get mad and they get very emotional and start crying and always gonna call racist and everything. It's like, dude, you can't like live your life about like races is just like messing up your life. It's like, man, you have to just believe yourself before you do anything else, you know? So, hey, like, let's go straight into it, man. It's like almost 10 minutes. It has 10 minutes, so, hey, y'all ready? Let's go.
So, let me ask you, what's wrong with the blacks?
Hey, he does that all the time when he, hey. This is what makes me, because you know, even when he asks people into Mexicans right there, that's jumping the border. He would talk about that, talking to other stuff. He just asks so easy when he asks you. And he's like, so what's the blacks? What's the border? What's everything? People get mad. I'm like, damn, this dude don't give a damn. All right, let's go. Let's keep going.
Which ones? The blacks in America, the blacks in Canada, the blacks in Africa. Which ones?
All of them.
All of them.
Man, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things wrong with the black community. One of the major things is that they look to human beings rather than God. Like, I was thinking about the Black Power movement, the Malcolm X movement, right? The only movement that ever worked out was the movement that had God involved in it. Like, even if it was loosely based in God, like nonviolent, right? Those movements worked out better than the other movements because at least they tried to root their movement in God. Like, it would have worked out. But we never asked God what to do. We asked, who's that dude's name? Jesse, the other dude, Jesse Jackson. Yeah, or that other dude that used to be fat and now he's skinny and got like all this wrinkles on his neck now.
Oh, Al Sharpton.
Yeah, we always go to these cats. Like, every time something happened, or that one black dude, that one black bald dude, that every time someone gets shot, you know what I mean? He's like, oh, I'm gonna defend them. Like, or Johnny Cochran. Like, we always go to these men to help us out, right? They don't know any better than we do. Yeah. So I think that's the major problem, is like, we're godless. You know what I mean? We look towards anything but God. Like, we'll look for Lords like Umar Johnson or like anybody, bro, like anybody but God. It's almost God. Like anybody but God.
Yeah.
And that's why we're in this state.
Even the so-called civil rights movement was a mess. That wasn't from God either, because the blacks have not returned. They have never came, since the civil rights movement, they have only gotten worse. They have not gotten better. And that whole movement was about socialism. It wasn't about setting the people free or uniting them as one under God. It was about controlling them.
Yeah, and you see the effects of it today now.
Yeah.
Anytime, so that they'll put a leader, and whatever that leader say, we do it, or people do what he says. And that just like they did, that's the same thing they kind of did on the plantations. They just put one person up, and everyone, and it's almost like a rapper, right? They'll put a rapper up there. Like, who cares if something happens in the community? Who cares what Ludacris has to say about it? But they'll be like, yo, Ludacris.
It's like kind of like, hey, how does Ja Rule think about this right now in this? Man, who cares what the hell Ja Rule's thinking about this?
Chris is online, like, Ludacris said this about that. Like, who cares? Ludacris, like,
Ludacris
poisoning the community too. Like,
Ja,
you know what I mean?
where's
like,
Ja?
Rick Ross, all these like
where's
dirty rappers, all they talk about is drugs and sex and fornication and alcohol. Like, they destroy the community too. But that's exactly what they'll do. And this is another thing they do. They make us think that all we can do is be athletes, entertainers, or singers or something.
Yeah.
And so then everyone in the community strives to be, I can't wait to get older so I could be an entertainer, or I could shoot a hoop. Like, we have no value in other areas. You know what I mean? And in other areas, those are the ones that move the world. Those people who make.
That's one thing too. I mean, I agree, because, you know, it's like 75% of people's playing, you know, sports, you know, like football and basketball. And then everybody's like, oh, the only thing they could do it is because, because they can't go over that. They could just do that to get out the poverty. I'm like, man, that's it. I don't know, man. I know. I understand if you got sports, you go to college and everything, but you have to try. You have to have like a plan B, plan C, play everything like that. You know. I think most of the people that's go in the hood, like not just blacks, Hispanic, Asians. I would say not all of them, but most people in the hood. Well, I'd say Asians because there's some of them that get out though, but they just don't want to go over. They want to stay in the hood. Like, dude, you don't want to be. You want to get out. You want to do better for yourself. It's like, man. So you have to just believe yourself. You can do something more, not just from playing a sport your whole life because you can't play this all the time. Like, what's the average that you're gonna play sports? Let's say if you go to college, what how much percent for you to get into to go to professional? It's very slim. It's slim, man. It's not even that much. If it doesn't even work, what are you gonna do after? Like, man, it's crazy.
Laws. Uh, those are the people that make
It's like I got people that play
that
soccer
just
too, and they
they
have that
change
kind of stuff
society,
too,
change
man.
communities. Actors and athletes, they're controlled, just like you were saying about the civil rights movement. They'll put people in control. They'll put people in front of us, but those people are controlled. So they want us to think like them rather than be free thinkers. Because
Yeah.
everyone thought outside the box and thought for themselves. Then I believe that we have more of an entrepreneurial spirit. Like they put us in school and they teach us like to work for like $3 or $4 an hour, $15 an hour. That's whack. Like if I gave you a shovel right now and I'm like, yo, Jesse, go dig a hole for an hour. I'll give you $15. You wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But people go flip burgers for $15. People go to like do construction for $15. I think that's whack.
You gotta do it because you need the experience. People. Yeah, it's not just like it's everything is like that too. Not just blacks and any. That's how a lot of people is like that too. It's like, dude, you got to do more about it. You just got to get the resume. They want to be like the top. To be in the top, you have to just start in the bottom. You know,
Bro, that's just whack.
people
And I
want
think all
everything.
that is part of that. It's because we don't think for ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it all starts because God makes you a free thinker. You think outside the box. God always thinks outside the box. So that's the major problem, man.
Before the civil rights movement, blacks, for the most part, used to think for themselves. They did for themselves. They thought for themselves. That's why the older blacks, they rejected, for the most part, the civil rights movement.
Damn, I
And
need
they
a
would tell
haircut.
us not to be a part of that mess and that you can do for yourself. And they knew it was a battle between good and evil. And it wasn't about race or racism. It was about there are people who are serving God, there's those who are serving the devil. And they come in all color, male and female. But that changed when Martin Luther King and others came about. And the blacks were freer then. They did for themselves. They had businesses. They bought land, all kinds of things. But that changed once the so-called movement, civil rights movement happened.
Yeah, the first time I heard you say that, I was younger. So I'm like, yo, this dude's crazy, bro. What are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean? Because TV poison you and you be thinking like, nah. But then the more I thought about it, yeah, that's true. And then the more you look
That's like first time when I should listen to Jesse Lee Peterson. I didn't. Okay, I did agree, but I'm like, damn. You know. But then as you keep listening, he does troll. I'm gonna lie because he's has his point. People get mad and he just be like, yeah, I was like, master. I'm like this dude, and they get mad. I'm like, it makes me laugh all the time, man,
into
because
it, it's true. Because look, the Jewish people, right, were under bondage to the Germans. And then the Germans, and then when the Germans,
everybody had something,
got
man.
wiped out, they got their own state. You know what I'm saying? They got their own country. It seems like black people want a piece of what the white man got rather than just get their own thing. Like, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can't.
It's
It's
like even when you see with Italians, when you see with what's someone like inside America, okay, then there's China, and then there's other ones right there. There's not German, yeah, Germans people, but I would say Irish. Like this, okay, people they didn't put them inside their neighborhood or making them go into the church or anything. So those people they went to their own inside their own church and made their own community. Even though when you go to Hispanic too, they did that same thing too, right there. They're like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna make my own thing. But that's why I understand what he's saying now.
Get
With
your own
that,
thing. Like,
Yeah.
why you want some of that?
exactly,
Like,
like
oh,
that, man.
validate me. Like, you know what I
I'm gonna
mean?
make.
Let
I'm
me
a,
be in your Oscars. Let me be in your Grammys.
yeah,
Why? Make your own Grammys. Just like
for real. You're gonna be
70% of the
like
NBA is black, right? And the owners are like 2%,
Will
and they
Smith
run
wife.
everything.
She'd be
Why you
like,
still make your own NBA? I've always thought that. Like, I don't understand these dudes. Like, you guys have money. You look around, everyone's black except for the people running stuff. That would bother me. I'd be like, yo, we need to get together and make our own thing. But then, you know what I mean? That also takes a certain mindset. And
It
so, you
does.
know what I mean?
It does. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. I noticed that they don't, for some reason, they don't know that they can do it. If one
yeah,
man
bro.
can do and be free and do his thing, so can I. What's wrong with
True.
me that I can't just do my own thing too?
True.
What is there a difference between the blacks in Canada and the blacks here in America?
Yeah. So the blacks,
Man, I've been to Canada multiple times when I was young for karate competitions, and it's so clean. Like the streets are clean. You don't see no garbage no more. I think it's like somewhere on the weekends you can't get no liquor. I think it's on Sunday, and this time I don't know if it's way different. Like and then yeah, to go right there to get liquor. Obviously, that's one thing I just said, and then go and then you could be 19 years old to go out to the clubs, bars, and stuff. But then it looks like it's more chill. Everybody's way more happy and stuff. And that's why you see people that's trying to. I don't know. It's just so nice, man. I mean, I have multiple stories to older cousins though, when so happened they moved over there because some stuff happened, but they be saying it's too nice,
Canada
So
are
yeah,
more,
yeah,
so the black people in Canada are more cultured, I guess you could say, like, because they're rather from the Caribbean, they're from Africa, or they're from, Jamaica, and they kind of think different. Like the black people in America think totally different from every black person everywhere you go. Even like if you ask an African, they're like, I am not black, I am African. Or, I am not black, I am Ethiopian. I am not, you know what I mean? They identify with their ethnic group or their tribe or whatever country they come from. We identify with LA, like, oh, I'm LA. Yo, when I leave America, I don't see other black people. Like, I see a few scattered here and there, and they kind of like got their mind right. But we're like, because I was raised in the hood too. In the hood, they teach you, yo, bro, just represent Compton. And then your whole life, you got 50-year-old men talking about I'm from Compton. You know what I mean? Never left Compton.
hey, he about that
Never
life.
been to like San
Nah, they about that
Bernardino.
life.
You know what I'm saying? So like when you leave there, there's the other black people. They know they're more cultured because they haven't been institutionalized by thinking like, it's all about LA or it's all about Compton or it's all about whatever hood or street you came from that you don't own. You know what I mean? You have no investment there. And so even in Africa, they're taught to buy land. Like you get to a certain age and you buy a plot of land, you get a cow, you get a pig, and you start, building from there. So yeah, so like the black people the black people in Canada are kind of like that, but because America is so good at exporting the black culture, people try to be like black people, like the segment of black people that are in the hood. Like they try to rap, they try to do drill rap, they try to shoot each other for no apparent reason. Like there's no Bloods and Crips. We don't have a history of Bloods and Crips in Canada, but people watch TV like, yo, I'm a Crip now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's
there's
crazy.
some
For real.
knuckleheads that
It's too nice.
try
Like
to
the nicest
emulate
Crips
what
and
they see
Bloods of my
on
whole
TV.
life.
But
Then
most of the black people, once you leave the hood and once you leave America, they're cultured and they identify with whatever country or
what's
tribe
up,
they're
though,
from.
Blood? Eh?
Amazing. So
What's
the
up, Crypto?
blacks
Eh?
in Canada don't believe that racism exists.
Yeah, of course they do.
They believe racism exists.
Yeah, that's another thing. So look, the other day there was like a black light. So cops don't like whatever you feel about police. I got love for the police, right?
Me too.
But okay, cool. But whatever you think about, like if they're shooting people or not or whatever, that doesn't happen in Canada, right? But we got Black Lives Matter for some reason. I don't know why. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yo, they just watch
People are
TV like, yo,
brainwashed,
we
man.
want
I
that
told
too.
you
We're
these
gonna do that
last
too.
freaking
And
4 years or 5
so the
years or
race
more. There's
this
just
is what
people.
this is what they say in Canada.
It's
They
going
say that racism
ridiculous.
it's subtle, like because Canadians are nice, they're kind, so it's more subtle. Like
They are nice. That's what I'm trying to tell people like this. I was understand this to some people like, man, because I'm where I live, it's like it's very like grimy a lot of places, man. You gotta watch out where you're going here and there. But when I went to Canada, I bet you there are some kind of hood spots though. But most of the time though, when I went there, because it's hard to go into Canada. If you have like a speeding ticket, you can't go inside. If you have like a DUI or something, you can't go inside. All that kind of stuff is way more different than here, and it's clean, man. The whole freaking country is clean. And then if they're going right there to, oh, let's fight it too. Like, fight what, man? You guys are too damn nice, man.
I mean,
Y'all tripping.
I can't really explain how it is because I've really never dealt with that, really,
Yeah.
because you know what I mean. I've always kind of like the cops always been cool with me. Like as long as I'm cool with them, they've been cool with me. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
just like be
Yeah.
yourself.
If I said hello, how you doing, and I use my
Yes,
if I
sir.
use the
No,
words that
sir.
I learned in school rather than the words that I learned in the hood, I always had a cool life. You know what I mean? I never. Only time there was a brief time when I was like, you know, when I wanted to be a rapper. And that's when you kind of see resistance because no one wants to be around people like that. You know what I mean?
To
But
Unless you're
nah,
Drake,
I
huh?
mean, as far
You
as
gotta go
racism
over there to like a show.
personally, because the word racist means right that someone thinks that they're superior to me. I've never felt like anyone, except for God, was
Yeah.
superior to me. I never felt a white
Absolutely.
person was superior, to a Chinese person was superior. So the actual meaning of the word means that someone believes that they're superior. You can believe what you want. How does that affect me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good. That's a good one. This is quick. This just came out just last weekend, like I said. So, hey, man, what you guys think about this? Tell me what y'all think. Do you agree, disagree, or what? To me, I do agree with that, man, because I've been in Canada, but I was young. Went to the mall. I forgot which one I went to. Not Vancouver, but it's somewhere over there, kind of by like um, Seattle, that side over there. You go further right there. And man, it's nice. The mall was dope. Everything it was dope. It was all nice. People are very kind. They're easy to talk to. If you like, oh man, I couldn't, because this is like probably late '90s, early 2000s, and people hey, can I get oh, can they ask me a place to come and get some food or something? People's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna help you, hey, I got you, hey. Like, oh snap, they're all nice. Hell yeah. You go over there to somewhere where I'm like, can I get directions? F you. Like, or some shit, or it's like, you're gonna be like, huh? It's like, damn, bro, what's the matter with you? How can you be so mad? Damn. But yeah, man. Hey, good. That was cool. That was good, interesting. That was interesting right there. All right, man. Like, subscribe, show love, man. Hey, hit me in the comments. Do all that. I like that stuff, man. Even if it's disagreement, man. I'm not gonna never get mad at none. I'll just have my opinion. You have your opinion, and let's keep it that way. It's all good. It's all good right there. All right, man. Peace.